the fire chief trapped in the wildfire suddenly noticed. In the forest where the fire was raging, there seemed to be a safe-looking exit, but with his years of experience, he didn't lead his team to rush through the fire's encirclement. Instead, he ordered them to quickly dig into the dirt. But the new recruit didn't want to. He couldn't understand why they wouldn't use the obvious exit ahead. Why choose to sit here waiting to die? But faced with his subordinate's question, the chief had no time to answer. Instead, he quickly pulled out a bundle of foil from his pocket, and while no one was looking, wrapped himself up like a potato and lay in the pit. But as the fire burned hotter and hotter, around the firefighters, a natural crematorium instantly formed. Due to the smoke from constantly falling branches, the team members kept coughing inside their fire shelters. Even though they wrapped themselves completely in foil, it couldn't protect them from the 1,000-degree heat of the ground. Before long, the team's water supply was completely exhausted, but that new recruit wasn't willing to wait anymore. Seeing the fire outside growing more intense, he immediately tore open his fire shelter, took one last longing look at that so-called escape route, then couldn't hold back anymore, and sprinted toward the forest trail. What he didn't know was, his running pulled the surrounding air currents with him. The raging fire behind also kept chasing him. Now it was too late to say anything, because tiny humans facing a wildfire are nothing but ants, and so this disobedient recruit was ultimately consumed by the merciless wildfire. Under the chief's leadership, the team members successfully saved their lives, but that recruit's life would forever remain in the mountains. Before they could even grieve, they received an even more serious mission. A primeval forest had suddenly caught fire. Though the fire wasn't too big yet, the experienced Jack, based on wind direction, could tell the wildfire would head toward the village. At first, when the chief warned them, the villagers didn't take it seriously, until the flames approached. Then people fled in panic, but the main road out of the village was already surrounded by roaring flames. The chief could only lead the villagers through the firewall to find a way out. The only rescue helicopter was reserved for evacuating the children. Jack drove the truck, coordinating with the helicopter to transport the kids. But halfway through the flight, the rope securing the truck suddenly snapped. For safety's sake, the pilot found a clearing to land, had Jack unload the truck, and get the children onto the aircraft. But when the plane tried to take off again, it suddenly couldn't lift off due to insufficient power. The only chance for survival was to reduce weight.